What do Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg and Tesla chief executive Elon Musk have in common apart from being filthy rich? Apparently, both are grappling with big problems that stem, at least in part, from putting faith in artificial intelligence systems that have underdelivered. Zuckerberg is dealing with algorithms that are failing to stop the spread of harmful content. Musk with software that has yet to drive a car in the ways he has frequently promised and now hopes to control human brains. Having hundreds of needles injected into your brain may sound more like torture than treatment. But the process is already allowing some patients with severe paralysis to control a robotic arm by thought alone. Brain-machine interface technology, also known as BMI, is a field of science that's small and relatively new, but it has Silicon Valley brimming with excitement. Big tech is investing millions in the sector with the hope of creating a future where thought-controlled technology is everywhere. One where typing and texting are no longer necessary. But ethicists worry about a very different scenario, a future where consumers become cyborgs and being free gives way to capitalist enslavement. BMI's most influential advocate is Elon Musk, who aims to achieve what he calls a sort of symbiosis between humans and artificial intelligence. But he's not alone anymore. Fellow billionaire Mark Zuckerberg now joins him, and the two are for the first time reading from the same script after rather a patchy past business relationship. Two minds may be better than one, but one mind connected to millions of others would be infinitely superior. That's the thinking behind several companies that are currently racing to link mind and machine by way of devices called brain-computer interfaces. The first to put the functionality of a laptop in your head would pave the way for people to communicate seamlessly, instantly, and with whomever or whatever they want. So far, two figures are publicly leading that race: Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Their clandestine projects known as Neuralink and Building 8, respectively, focus on approaches that will require brain surgery, according to researchers familiar with their efforts. Through his Meta company, Mark Zuckerberg is funding research on a brain-computer interface that can pick up thoughts directly from the neurons and translate them into words. Whatever the outcome of the research will be, the biggest beneficiary stands to be Neuralink founder Elon Musk. Designed to loosely emulate the human brain, deep learning AI systems can spot tumors, drive cars, and write text, showing spectacular results in a lab setting. But therein lies the catch. When it comes to using technology in the unpredictable real world, AI sometimes falls short. That's worrying when it is touted for use in high-stakes applications like healthcare. That's why Zuckerberg is committed to ensuring it becomes perfect. The stakes are also dangerously high for social media, where content can influence elections and fuel mental health disorders. But Facebook's faith in AI is clear on its own site, where it often highlights machine learning algorithms before mentioning its army of content moderators. Zuckerberg also told Congress in 2018 that AI tools would be the scalable way to identify harmful content. Those tools do a good job at spotting nudity and terrorist-related content, but they still struggle to stop misinformation from propagating. On the other hand, Musk's overpromising of AI is practically legendary. In 2019, he told Tesla investors that he felt very confident there would be 1 million Model 3s on the streets as driverless robotaxis. His timeframe, 2020. Instead, Tesla customers currently have the privilege of paying $10,000 for special software that will, one day, or who knows, deliver fully autonomous driving capabilities. Till then, the cars can park, change lanes, and drive onto the highway by themselves with the occasional serious mistake. Musk recently conceded in a tweet that generalized self-driving technology was a hard problem. Before the recent development, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk had a testy history of disagreeing about the potential for artificial intelligence, with Zuckerberg as the optimist and Musk as the prophet of doom. But in 2018, at the Viva Technology Conference in Paris, Zuckerberg ducked an opportunity to disagree with the Tesla and SpaceX boss, instead of focusing on an area where the two tech titans have similar perspectives. I actually think that recently I've heard Elon making a lot of the same points on this that I have been trying to make for a long time, Zuckerberg said, responding to a question about Musk's vocal opinions about the future of AI. A few years ago, Facebook, now Meta, disentangled itself from a nettlesome investigation by the Federal Trade Commission into how the company violated users' privacy. And then, with that matter now squarely behind it, Facebook stepped forward to share some information about its effort to read our minds. The company sponsored an experiment conducted by researchers at the University of California, San Francisco, in which they built an interface for decoding spoken dialogue from brain signals. The results were published in Nature Communication. The work itself is fascinating, as you might expect from the subject matter. Brain-computer interfaces aren't new, but the existing ones aren't particularly efficient, particularly those that don't involve drilling into your skull. Facebook's approach relies on high-density electrocorticography, which implants sensors on the brain and uses them to record brain activity. While Musk's high-profile entry into neurotech certainly drew a lot of frenzy around the development of a possible human symbiosis with machines, he is not alone in Silicon Valley. In the same year as Neuralink was announced, Brian Johnson threw $100 million behind Kernel, a startup he founded to enhance human intelligence by developing brain implants capable of linking people's thoughts to computers. Zuckerberg initially hinted at Facebook's interest in pursuing nanotech in a 2015 Q&A session by saying that one day, people will be able to share full sensory and emotional experiences, not just photos. Facebook has since been hiring neuroscientists for an undisclosed project at Building 8, its secretive hardware division. Elon Musk's grand mission is, of course, to make science fiction a reality. Neuralink wants to be more than just a medical device to help paraplegics or patients suffering from brain injuries by offering a shot at cognitive augmentation for healthy individuals with a tiny brain implant. Musk's motivation is that people would need to become cyborgs to be relevant in an artificial intelligence age. Neuralink tries to tickle the novelties of cognitive augmentation in a bidirectional capacity, that is, to supplement the brain with computing power as well as the ability to communicate telepathically. Imagine that you can now simplify a complex mathematical equation without using a sophisticated scientific calculator or playing a game without needing a sluggish middleman like a gaming console anymore. Despite both billionaires working hard and even teaming up to develop artificial intelligence, it still remains a striking debate. Every great innovation comes with a risk, especially when it is so novel that its long-term effects are not immediately understood. That opens doors to ethical debates on several dimensions. First and foremost is, of course, the physiological impact. The brain is a delicate and complex organ of a human being, and much of the science on how it works is pretty much unknown. More so, when we try to invade our brain with a foreign object, how will the brain react to it? Can we generalize this reaction, or will the reaction differ from person to person? Secondly, foreign objects degrade in the brain over time. What is the risk of this process to the brain and the body? These are all technical questions that require more intensive research to ensure the safety and biocompatibility of a potential symbiosis between computers and brains. The current state of brain-computer interface, BCI, and neurotechnology does show some promising evidence to treat neurological disorders, but as the technology advances and becomes more mature, it could potentially transition from exclusively therapeutic devices to healthy individuals for cognitive enhancement. Elon Musk joining the BCI party can potentially accelerate the technology development given his track record in revolutionizing electric cars with Tesla and space travel with SpaceX. However, before we could ditch our scientific calculator and communicate telepathically, let's remind ourselves that any successful emerging technology should be developed responsibly without overstepping the ethical lines, and Neuralink is no exception. On the other hand, Zuckerberg's careful move to find common ground with Musk appears to come at the right time. His research will play a big role in developing artificial intelligence, and whatever the findings, Elon Musk and Neuralink will be eager to find out. Will the two Silicon Valley billionaires revolutionize the human-computer interaction with their researchers? Let us know in the comments section down below. Until next time, thank you for watching.